Hey, everybody. So, I think everyone understands the importance of all students completing the free and reduced lunch form. And one way that we can make sure everyone knows to do that is to give it as an assignment. With our face to face students, we sent home a form that has to be signed and returned. But for our virtual academy students, we need to give them an assignment in Accelerate so that they'll know to get their free and reduced lunch form filled out. All right. If you don't already know how to add an assignment, I'm going to show you in this quick video. And you can see that I have my social studies class open. So this is my social studies class 5A. And over on the left, the hamburger button, our favorite little hamburger button, I'm going to click editor. When you turn on editor, you'll notice that you have some buttons that'll do some actions you didn't have before. I'm going to add an activity, but I'm going to go ahead and open. I want to put that activity in my resources folder. One reason is because this doesn't really attach to any of the modules as far as the content. The other reason is if I put it in the resources folder, because that's early in the semester, it's already going to show up as something that should have been done. So it'll show up in their to-do list as soon as I finish making it. All right, the plus sign over to the right is what we use to add an activity. I'm going to click that now, and then we get all these choices of things that we can add. I'm going to choose assignment down here. And I get to give it a name. And the name I'm going to give to this is Complete the Free and Reduced Lunch Form. Okay, I sent you in an email everything that you need to put in the content here, but just so you'll know, if you want to create future assignments, anything that you put in the content box here is just going to show up as text, or you can choose to draw something in there. You can insert an image, you can insert a YouTube video, you can make a table, you can put an equation in there. So you can put a whole lot of different things in here with your text box editor. I'm going to click over to my email account. I already had that open. And this is the email that I sent out to everyone. And I'm just going to copy that whole email without this part. Don't put the Charlotte Foskey part. But be sure you capture the QR code. So if you're not sure how to do that, you just drag down and select everything. And on your keyboard, press down the Control key and C for copy. Then I'm going to go back to Accelerate, click in the content box, and I'm going to click on my keyboard. I'm going to hold down Control and V, like Victor, to paste. And that'll just paste everything into this box. And notice here, your assignment is to ask your caregiver to read the following information and complete the free and reduced lunch application online. Once your family has accessed the application, type assignment complete in the text box and click to submit the assignment. However, this text box isn't automatically created. We've got to go tell it that we want one. You can also play with this if you want to make the font bigger on this part, or if you want to change the color, you can do that. You can make it bold since it's the assignment instructions, whatever you want to do. You can also add more instructions. You can put attachments, but for this, you won't need to add anything. Okay. So we've got the basic information in the text box here. It's got the directions, it's got the URL and a QR code so they can easily access the application. And now we need to go to settings. So up here at the top, you'll see settings. There are a few things in the settings that we need to tell it. So right now, we've not told it really much of anything. Right now, it's visible to everybody. We want to go down to this advanced activity options, and you have some choices on a lot of these. I'm going to leave this one the way it is. It marks this complete when the student submits the activity. I'm not going to change anything else here because it's automatically putting it in my resources folder. You can set this up when you're doing future activities. You know how the students couldn't get to anything until they did that About Me activity? If you check here, that's what makes that happen is, you say, okay, they can't do anything else in any of the modules until they complete this. I'm not going to check that though. All right, over on the top of the right-hand column, We need to be sure that we check, it should already be checked, that this activity is gradable. And then this part with the none, this is what we're going to change to be able to get that text box. So I can choose single document or multiple documents if I want the children to upload something, like what a lot of their activities require, where they've downloaded a worksheet, they've completed it, and now they want to upload their answers back to you. But we don't need that for this assignment. We just need the notes. So I'm going to click Notes Only. And I don't want this to count for a grade. So weight in category, you can change the weight of an assignment. I'm going to change it to a 0. Now, that doesn't mean they make a 0. That means that it doesn't count at all. You could give them 100, you could give them a 20, you could give them a 53. It won't count at all in the grading of their average. So I'm just going to change that to a 0. I'm going to leave everything else the same. I'm not going to choose anything here. And that's all. I can change these if I want to, but I'm actually going to take off this include in the activity score and final grade calculation. It wouldn't count anyway because I made it a 0 weight, but it just makes me feel better to know that it won't count at all. Okay? So now I've made the activity, I've changed the settings, and I'm going to click Save. All right, so now in my resources folder, if I open it back up, look, complete the free and reduced lunch form. And that little icon there lets me know it's an assignment, so it's there. You can click on it. And I'm going to turn my editor off. Or if you want to keep editing it, you can. You can click the little pencil. I'm going to go back to that for just a second. I didn't show you that there is a preview button here. So if you want to preview it, you can see what it would look like from the student's point of view. Here's the instructions, families, Jones County Schools need your help. Here's the URL. Here's the QR code. And then the student will have this box, this text box that they can type in to let us know that they completed it. And then they would click Submit My Work. And that's how you'll know that they completed the free and reduced lunch application. Okie dokie. Hopefully you learned something new today. And I appreciate your help in getting out the free and reduced lunch form to all the students and making sure that it gets back, because that's critical for our Title I funds that support everything you're doing at school as well as the students. Have a great afternoon.